Hello and welcome back to Simple Times Studios, where I share adventures in solo roleplay. This time we are starting a solo campaign with the RPG Astroprism by Crescent Chimera, a French indie developer. A retro-futuristic space opera RPG with a strong 90s anime vibe. And as a 90s kid, it's always been a strange feeling seeing someone call 90s science fiction retro, but that's a topic for another time. Astroprism takes place in a setting where society is finally recovering from a calamity that wiped out the previous interstellar empire. Life is dangerous, but the few remaining pockets of humanity are returning to the stars. Astroprisma primarily relies on a 2d10 dice system somewhat similar to Iron Sworn for most resolution. 1d10 is the challenge die with the number to beat, while the other d10 is the action die representing the player's attempt. Roll the action die, add any appropriate stats or other modifiers, and if you beat the challenge die, you win. Much like we see in Stoneburner, character generation is fairly straightforward. You select your origin from one of 6 choices. Each choice comes complete with pre-generated stats, equipment, and a very general description of what your background is. You then pick a starship crew role, which comes with more equipment as well as a handful of active and passive abilities that generally focus on starship combat. After that, you put together your ship and you are good to go. Characters have 4 largely self-explanatory stats: vigor, grace, mind, and tech, which represent physical strength, agility, general intelligence, and tech savvy, respectively. Let me give you a demonstration by retracing my steps to create our protagonist, Titanium Joe. While character creation starts with your name by rolling it on a name generator, I already have one in mind, so we can skip that step and move on to origins. Looking at the 6 origins, I'm originally split between the Wirehead and the Desperado origins. I have always had a soft spot for techie characters, and the Wirehead starts with a basic drone. I'm not too sure on drone rules at this time, so I might save that idea for another playthrough once I become more familiar with the rules. The only other origin I'm drawn to is the Desperado. 2 of my favorite animes of all time are Outlaw Star and Cowboy Bebop. So I pick the Desperado and jot down his starting stats and equipment. 3 grace, 2 vigor, 0 mind, and 1 tech. I also get a laser blaster with 2 health packs and 2 contraband packages. Then I pick his starship role. The rules suggest picking either the pilot or the medic role for the first time playing. I don't really see a reason why I shouldn't, so I pick the pilot, adding those equipment and starship abilities to the character sheet. Yes, our new character is becoming very much an anime Han Solo, but then I always thought Han was the coolest of the original 3 Star Wars characters. After I put together Joe's starship, the Crimson Rose, I can pick 4 components: 3 Tier 1 components and 1 Tier 2. For my Tier 2 pick, I pick the twin-linked particle cannons module to give the ship some teeth, and I pick an Aurora cockpit, repair drones, and hover propulsors for the other 3 components, making a tough, agile little ship that will hit once it does hit. And that's it! Titanium Joe is ready to begin the moment I put a token for his ship down on the star map attached to his character sheet. But who is he and what kind of a game are we playing? Our adventure will use the standard rules for a solo adventure. We will not be using any of the longer campaign rules involving faster-than-light travel or multiple systems at this time. Nor will we be using any of the extended adventures like Vapor Space 3000 or Wanted at this time. The adventure and Titanium Joe's story will end once we complete the following: explore the entire Serenity solar system, join a faction, and complete that faction's main quest line. If there's any interest afterwards, I might continue with a longer campaign that will see Titanium Joe battling his way across 2 additional systems. Titanium Joe arrives in the Serenity system as a man looking for a clean slate and a fresh start in a place where no one knows him. bringing with him a pair of contraband packages from his home system. His first order of business is to find a place to quietly unload them and help generate some seed money to further establish himself in this new system and make a break from a less than pleasant past. Naturally, it wouldn't be that much fun if something didn't go awry. So with all that squared away, I would just like to take a moment to express my personal satisfaction with Crescent Chimera, the creator of the Astroprisma Kickstarter. The creator was very prompt, very professional, and very patient with us despite the stretch goals, all 6 or 7 of them, delaying the release by about 6 months, and several of us badgering her with questions at any given week. 10 out of 10 would recommend, and definitely will be watching her next Kickstarter. Now that Session 0 is done, we can start Joe's adventures in earnest.